All right, so we're diving deep into the latest from Tesla and Elon Musk's XAI.
Yeah, get ready for some seriously futuristic stuff. We're talking humanoid robots, AI-driven
An
taxis.
AI system so powerful they'd make Zeus himself nervous, right?
It's pretty mind-blowing, the pace of it all. And what's crazy is we're not just talking about little upgrades here.
Right, it's like humanity hit the fast forward button on tech development.
Exactly. It's a total reimagining of how we live and work.
Hmm.
Like, where do we even begin?
Well, let's start with Tesla AI Day. They showed off Optimus, their humanoid robot.
Oh, yeah, the one doing everyday stuff. Like, they showed it.
Imagine a roommate from the future, but one that actually does the dishes.
That's Tesla's vision, right?
Yeah.
For Optimus to handle all those boring, repetitive chores, or even the dangerous stuff, so humans don't have to.
Okay, so construction, disaster relief, maybe even flipping burgers someday.
Exactly. Though that does bring up a pretty big question. Jobs.
Yeah, if everyone can afford a robot helper, what happens to the job market?
It's going to be a game changer, that's for sure. And Tesla's definitely playing that up, emphasizing how affordable they're going to make Optimus.
So robots for everyone, not just big corporations.
It seems like it. Imagine a world where everyone has access to robotic assistants. It could completely reshape society as we know it.
Speaking of Tesla pushing boundaries, have you seen their Cybertruck? That thing looks like it drove straight out of a sci-fi movie.
The design is definitely something else. But is what they want to do with it that's really wild? A network of self-driving taxis?
Wait, so I could summon a Cybertruck to take me for tacos at 2 a.m., all with like a neural implant or something.
Well, it's still early days, but that's the kind of future they're hinting at. Seamless connection between our brains and tech. Controlling devices with your thoughts.
Okay, that's both incredibly cool and a little creepy. I mean, what happens to privacy in a world where my car is basically reading my mind?
Well, there it is, the million-dollar question. More interconnectedness, more AI, it all hinges on data privacy. And Tesla's big on the whole open source approach,
Right, they want developers from all over contributing to their AI.
which raises some major questions. Ethical guidelines, who's in control, what happens if AI gets too much autonomy.
It's like opening Pandora's box, right? But instead of ancient evils, we're unleashing lines of code. And we all know how well that usually goes.
It's not a perfect analogy, but yeah, there's that potential for both incredible good and, if we're not careful, some seriously bad unintended consequences.
Which brings us to Elon Musk's other venture, XAI, and their Colossus project. What is that? Some kind of AI mastermind they've built in a secret lab.
Not too far off, actually. Imagine this. A supercomputer packed with 100,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs.
Okay, my brain's trying to comprehend the sheer scale of that. Give me a comparison, something I can grasp.
Think of it this way. Colossus has the processing power of roughly 2.5 million smartphones, all working together.
So basically it has the computational power of like a small planet.
Pretty much. It dwarfs anything we've seen before. And it's designed to handle the most complex AI models imaginable.
Okay, so we've gone from robot helpers and AI taxes to a computer with the processing power of a small planet, all in the span of like 5 minutes. I need a minute to process.
Take all the time you need. It's a lot to digest. But that's the thing about this AI revolution. It's happening at breakneck speed.
It's like trying to drink from a fire hose of information, you know. But we were talking about XAI's chatbot, Grok. What happens when you combine that with Colossus?
Now that's where things get really interesting. I mean, we're talking about potentially blowing past the limits of AI as we know it.
So Grok could do more than just understand language with all that power behind it.
Way more. Imagine it not just understanding, but predicting, even simulating human-like reasoning, like actual creativity, but powered by Colossus, crunching all that data.
Hold on, are we talking about a machine that can think like a human? Because last time I checked, my Roomba still bumps into the same wall like 5 times a day.
It's not exactly thinking the way we do. Not yet, anyway.
Okay, so what are we talking about then?
Well, with Colossus handling the heavy lifting, Grok could evolve way beyond anything we've seen. Imagine a chatbot that doesn't just get the words, but the nuances. Humor, sarcasm, you name it.
Okay, that would be amazing. And also, maybe a little creepy. Like, what happens when your AI assistant makes a joke you don't get? Who decides what's funny to a machine anyway?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And it highlights one of the biggest hurdles for AI developers. How do you make sure these systems actually reflect how diverse and complex human thought is.
So it's not just building a machine that thinks, but making sure it thinks well.
Exactly. It's about building AI that doesn't just process information, but engages with the world in a way that actually benefits humanity.
Okay, so like giving a kid a chainsaw is one thing, but you better teach them how to use it safely first.
Precisely. And the stakes are way higher with AI.
Hmm.
The more powerful it gets, the more critical it is that we're having these conversations about the consequences now, both good and bad.
So let's talk about the potential downsides. Give me the worst case scenario here.
Well, the big one everyone's worried about is job displacement. As AI gets more sophisticated, it's only natural that it'll be able to do more tasks that humans currently do.
Okay, so robots coming for our jobs. That's always a cheerful thought. What else?
Well, it's not just about robots taking over physical jobs. AI can automate tasks in a ton of fields. Customer service, data analysis, even creative stuff like writing or design.
Wait, so AI could put me out of a job? That's cold, man.
Yours is probably safe for now, but it shows how important it is to adapt alongside this tech.
So what do we do? How do we prepare for a future where AI is doing everything, everywhere? Because honestly, I'm not sure I'm ready to have a robot make my morning coffee.
I get it, but it's not about being afraid of the future. It's about really understanding what AI is capable of and using that to make a better world.
Okay, that's a much nicer way to look at it. So how do we do that? What can people actually do to make sure AI is used for good?
That's the big question, and there's no easy answer. But step one is awareness. The more we understand about how AI works, the potential impact, the better choices we can make about its development.
So knowledge is power, right? But what else, besides just staying informed?
We need to support ethical AI development. That means getting behind companies and organizations that are using AI for the right reasons and calling out those who don't.
So, like being a responsible consumer, but instead of just the environment or fair labor practices, it's about the impact AI has on society as a whole.
Exactly. Every decision we make matters.
Yeah.
What we buy, who we vote for, it all shapes the future of AI.
So it's not just on the tech geniuses to figure this out. We all have a part to play.
Absolutely. This isn't just some abstract tech thing. This is about the future we're making for ourselves, for our kids, for everyone. And we should all have a say in it.
It's a lot, right? Like we're not just watching this AI revolution happen, we're helping steer it.
No doubt, it's a huge responsibility. But think of it this way. It's also an incredible opportunity to build a better future for everyone.
So let's bring it back to where we started. Tesla and XAI. They're pushing the limits of what AI can do, but how does it all connect? What's the bigger picture?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? On the surface, you've got Tesla, right? They're all about revolutionizing how we live, with robots like Optimus and these self-driving cars.
Right. Making life easier, more efficient.
Exactly. And then you've got XAI, and they seem to be tackling the very nature of AI itself. I mean, Colossus, Grok, they're going deep.
So it's not just about building cool gadgets, it's about changing what it means to be human in this age of AI.
That's it. Think about it. We could hand off all the tedious stuff, even dangerous jobs, to robots, freeing up humans to focus on, well, being human. Creativity, innovation, all that good stuff.
It's like we're on the verge of a new renaissance. But instead of being inspired by old books and paintings, it's algorithms and processing power pushing us forward.
I like that analogy. And just like the Renaissance, where you had these huge leaps in art and science and culture, this AI revolution could totally reshape the world in ways we haven't even thought of.
But even back then, they didn't have to worry about robots taking their jobs. Every revolution has its downsides, right?
True, there will be challenges, no doubt. But it's not about being afraid of those challenges. It's about facing them head on and figuring out solutions that work for everyone, which is why this whole conversation about ethical AI is so important.
So it's not enough to just build impressive AI. It's got to be done responsibly. Like, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Exactly. We have to make sure AI is being used for good in a way that lines up with our values. And that takes real conversation about the risks, the benefits, everything.
It's a team effort then, not just on the tech geniuses to figure this out, but all of us.
100%. This is about the kind of world we want to live in, and that's a conversation we all need to be a part of.
That's a great point to end on, I think. It's been quite a journey unpacking all of this. We started with robots making coffee and ended up contemplating the future of humanity.
It's amazing, isn't it? The power of AI to make us think bigger, to really challenge what we think we know.
That's what we do here on The Deep Dive. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, but keep those neural implants tuned in, because we'll be back soon with more explorations into the world of AI and beyond.